What's going on? It's your boy GrYnD back with another scripting video. Today I'm here to talk about my new project. Someone in my Twitch chat called it a Klang OS, and I think I'm going to go ahead and run with that name. So pretty much I'm going to try to make an operating system for a screen in Space Engineers that's controlled by 4 buttons right now. It's a left, a right, an enter, and an exit. So you can enter a level, you can exit a level. See? And pretty much I'm going to make a menu system where you can go through the menus and have more options. But I had to get the menu system to work first. And then I'm going into the options. And the options will probably be community driven. Um, whatever options people want to a certain extent, I'll put in the ones that I can. And that's pretty much my idea, my vision, my goal. The script so far is fairly simple. I'm going to run over the script real quick for the people that do code and are willing to help me out on this journey. So this is my main script. I know I can convert some things and do some things better, but I just wanted to get it working. So what I'm doing now is setting my timer blocks to a static object. I'm doing the same thing down here with my container list for move some things around. My container list for holding my cargo containers. That's in here. I have string builders for debug menus and information windows. These are for all LCDs. I have my frequent update time to 10 because when you click through the menus, you kind of want it to be a little bit responsive. These clear all my LCDs, so when it runs through the loop, it cleans all my string builders. Then right here, I'm appending this. I don't really know why I'm doing that in the debug, but I guess I had an error before and it wasn't showing anything, so I threw that in there. It's just temp code. I really don't need it. This right here is how the buttons work. So all it does is look for the status of this timer block here, and if it equals false, then it sets the timer block back to true, because this kind of grabs the timer block. This command in here still links, so it switches it back true, then adds, and then it prints out something to the debug menu. And the debug menu is 2 separate menus on here. If you do try to recreate this, the debug menu is in the bottom half. So every time I hit a button, it pops up on the screen and says, hey, next button was hit. So that's pretty much how it works. So these are the triggers for the buttons. It's very simple. Just cuts it off, sets certain things to true or whatever triggers it wants to set. I have a max focus, and right here I don't have a max position, but further on in the code I program in max positions and max levels and all that stuff. And this right here controls the code. I know I can eventually develop something that works way better. I won't have to duplicate all this script back to back to back, something that just works inside of itself. So that's pretty much the first hand of the code, just determining what buttons are clicked and what it does once the button is clicked and how it moves around the variables. Then it goes into the debug menu. This is stuff that lists on the bottom menu, so I know what level it's at, what focus it's at, what's the menu position. I'm using all 5 of these variables to control the position of where it is in the menu. Then down here, I'm setting the default level 1 focus, max, and all that. I need to move these around. So this right here just helps me if pretty much if a level hasn't been set or a max hasn't been set for a level, this will automatically default it to these. It's more or less a reset. And I could have these up here when my code resets, but I probably move them around later. Just sectioning the code off. So this section right here is the menu. This is how I do the menus. It's very primitive, but I made something called PV menu focus, and it's this script all the way down here at the bottom that pretty much puts these lines. It changes the outside lines to something different when you're on the focus of the menu, and it wraps it. So it just wraps the code. And then you can put your current focus, your focus value, and whether you want a new line, and it'll automatically add all that stuff for you. So instead of me putting that on every single menu line, I made a little program for it. And as you can see, the program pretty much breaks down each menu. So this is how you would control your menu. Right now, this is the method with you set the maximum for categories. Excuse me, and stuff like that. But you have to set your maximum and your max focus. So this controls how many levels you can go down in the menu and how many you can go left and right. So that's what this does. I'm probably going to change the names. All this is, I got it working last night. I couldn't believe it. This is my second program. Just started programming or scripting this on Tuesday. So it's very ambitious after 4 days of programming. So I have a string builder in here that builds up the cargo information. It pretty much breaks it down, builds it up. This right here just uses menu focus. I'm probably going to change this command, like I said, because it's just not, I'm using it for more than just a menu. But that's what this discussion is about, perfecting how I do this. Right here, this command here, let's see, this does the numbering. So when you go through the different numbers of cargo containers, this controls the numbering and the stars around it. Container value information on the container, how many objects, how the line count works. This is all taken from my first script. And then going into this right here gives the inventory information. So this is when you're on other, this is when you're on items, and this is when you're on info. So it just moves the stars around. Then you have power, settings, debug, and debug. I just put the debug script in there and run it. It's fairly simple. And then down here, this is what my script does at the very bottom. It pushes the string builders to the displays. And you can do as many displays as you want. And that's pretty much the code. I have a timing block code in here, so when you hit the button, it knows to return enable. Just something simple. And that's pretty much the script. I mean, for the Klang OS. Like I said, it's very primitive. It's just set up for right now. See if the idea will work. See if I can get some other developers to help me get in on the idea, perfect the, I guess, how it works, the features. This is just very basic. This is a project I would like everybody to get involved in. Especially everybody in my grind core, my Discord. I'm starting. A lot of people are kind of, well, it's not a lot, but I have enough people in there already to kind of help me find scripts and find pieces I should add, or features and stuff like that. So I want to keep on building that. So if you're catching this video on YouTube, go ahead in the description. I'm gonna put a link to the grind core. When you do join the core, you're going to enter the new member area and just tell me what you're into, and then I'll put you in the category roles and stuff like that, and we'll start building. So enough of me rambling. I hope everybody likes my program made off of 4 timer blocks in a computer. And hopefully we can build a nice system that pretty much does what the K menu does to the point, like the inventory, but it does it in a different way where, you know, like this shows you everything that the system has. We just want to be able to go through menus real quick. So I'm going to structure that menu up top a little different than the way it is now. I probably have like storage, system, and energy. And you get to go through the components, and eventually I have settings and other features and other things, but my main thing is going to be working on that main category row. Then the second row would break down into the different things and go deeper. I can make it go as deep as I want. I can make it, you know, I guess as complicated as I want. Also, I could make this font size right now is at 1.5. Yeah, 1.5. So it's a little bit bigger. This smaller size, I could go down to that size, but I don't have I guess, a, a text compiler that will guess text, return lines, and all that type of stuff. That's stuff that I would want to add in with the community type support and trying to figure out those things. I don't plan on making it, I don't know, too feature rich, but I want it to work, where you can just go to it, check your cargo container. And it should just work this simple. Maybe have a mode where it just scrolls through the items automatically. Yep, I think that's amaze balls. Alright, people. Well, that's what I'm working on for today. If you want, you can join me on my Twitch. I'm going to have that up and running in between my work. So I'll be on my Twitch for the people that are catching me from Discord and people that catch me from YouTube and all that. So follow me, add your input, give me your thoughts, and I appreciate it. So this is GrYnD signing off, and get with your boy. Let's build something great. Later.